Here we are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone around the world. Thank you for tuning in to the final round of the Performance Racing League. We are in Brazil for our final round. And it's been a great season so far. My name is TAC Delta. I am flying solo today. No Nico John present with me, unfortunately. Oh, never mind. He will be here shortly, so let me shoot an invite to him. There we are. So we should have the lovely Nico John joining us soon. In the meantime, looks like we've got Suzuki out on a hot lap. Suzuki, a pretty common contender that we've seen here in PRL Tier 1. We'll see how he gets through 16.6 in the first sector. Getting off to a good start, handling that corner nicely. Coming up into the more technical section of the track now. You need a good combo of a good suspension setup and a good suspension and good aeros setup. These lower speed corners are not really all about downforce, so you need your suspension there. But the downforce does help you get slowed down. It also helps through this corner that we're about to see Suzuki come into. Coming into the last true corner before we get down to the start-finish straight, Suzuki setting a fastest middle sector thus far. We are only a couple minutes into qualifying. Now the DRS flies open. Destroyer just ahead, setting a 108 on the mediums. Suzuki will set a 107.6 on the softs. That's a great lap time from Suzuki. We'll see if they will be looking to improve. I'm sure Suzuki will. In the meantime, we can catch on board with Stevie the TV here. And Stevie will come across the line with a 107.65, so just off Suzuki a little bit. So drivers getting in some good laps. We see a combination of the soft and the medium tire here. So it'll be interesting to see who decides to actually qualify on which tire. In terms of our championship battle here in Tier 1, I think it is mostly away. We have a spin. I think we had a spinner there in the second sector. Looks like an alpha, maybe spin and win. Coming in off of cool off, yeah. Spinner and win already have a lap time down with the mediums, just kind of needs to limp that car back home. Get it back to the pits, get some fresh rubber, and get ready to go back out again. Who else do we have on a flyer? Let's get in with Ankbank here. You can see coming down the DRS straight here. Looks like we've had a Ferrari spin off in the second sector. Ankbank taking the session best in the first. Pushing the edges of the track limits, but staying within. So well done there. Really hugging those corners and pushing the car all the way to the edge of the track, using the most amount of asphalt available. Has one car ahead, that's K-Dog. K-Dog will be looking to get out of the way. Doesn't want to impede Ankbank here. Ankbank gets it slowed down, has a little bit of a lockup, but still looks good, setting a session best second sector. They'll come into the final sector here. Holding nice and tight to the inside with a 107.68, so still not quite on Suzuki's pace. Suzuki and the Red Bull having a really great day out here today, out-qualifying Ankbank on the first set of qualifying runs. Let's see who else. I think that's Tambar about to come across the line and go fastest with a 107.28. We knew we would see something great from Tambar today. as we always do between Tambar and Ankbank. We'll see who else we're going to have come across the line here. It looks like see Adrian getting ready to come across the line. Goes 6th fastest on the medium tires with a 108.4. So clearly quite a disparity here between the soft and the medium tire runners. The softs looking to give drivers around a second or so. Looks like we've had someone with another off. Is that Suzuki or is that Malpawa? Looks like that is Suzuki, who is just staying out of the way of the other drivers now. Suzuki will be looking to get heat back in those tires. Ooh, an AlphaTauri sliding off. I think that would have been Tambar, as Rusty Oil Can is reserving and has just started a flying lap. So Rusty in the Alpha today. Common Tier 2 reserve up that we see here in Tier 1. And Suzuki looking to get some temperature back in those tires. Looks like they're a little cold on the front left. You can just barely see them there in the bottom. We hop on. We'll see how Suzuki can handle this first sector. It's critical to get the car turned in and then get right back on the gas again because you're getting ready to come into a straight here. Track limits are also a little touchy, hard to get into. And coming through the first sector quite nicely for Suzuki. Give me just a minute, folks. Alright. So that should be the great Nico John sliding in with us very, very soon. Had to send a little re-invite, but we are good to go now. Looks like Suzuki's back out on that hot lap, maybe going for a second run. We'll see if we can get caught up here. Suzuki doing well out of that low speed corner. So easy to spin on the exit of pretty much every corner of this track. We'll see coming into the final corner here. Does well to stay within track limits and had a best second sector. Was quickly stripped of it. Suzuki now coming to the line, holding inside tightly. And Suzuki not able to... Oh, no, Suzuki able to go a little bit faster than Tambar. My mistake. I thought we were in the 106s. We were in the 107s. Suzuki pipping Tambar there, going a little bit faster on the second run of those soft tires. So very, very well done to Suzuki. Looking very, very strong here in Brazil. And that is Suzuki's teammate, Malpawa Cowboy, being let by. Let's hop on board and see how Malpawa is driving. Picks up a track limits warning there, and that will be the end of this run. Track limits really tough here, so we'll see drivers playing it a little safer in the race when there's some penalty points on the line. Looks like Ankbank's starting up a fresh lap. So we'll see how that goes. Trying to get a little strip stream off Jesper. Not going to do it. Is already a 10th up in the first sector. Coming into the technical section of the track now. Running a little wide, they are not ideal for Ankbank, but does at least not pick up a track limits warning penalty. Does really great out of the low speed corner there. Ooh, almost a quick spin. Alabata trying to get out of the way, and Ankbank just about driving straight into him. Does well to keep the car under control. Still a 10th up on lap time. They'll see that on the heads-up display. Ankbank's going to be pushing this one all the way down to the end. Only up a 10th, so it's probably not going to be enough to match Suzuki. But we should see Ankbank improve here. No. Ankbank does improve on their own time, but not enough to go up the grid any. So Ankbank seeming to have a little bit of a struggle here in Brazil. Maybe it's something in the air. Let's see who else is on a flyer that we can hop on with. Stevie the TV might be starting a fresh lap here. Looks like they are. They've got some ERS and they're not slowing down any. So we'll see Stevie hop onto a fresh lap here. Stevie consistently one of the quicker guys in T1, so... And picks up another track limits. The track limits are fierce here, very difficult to beat. If you do your best to avoid the track limits, you will be slow, so you have to really push them, and unfortunately you just pick up a penalty here and there. Tambar suffering from the same thing, some track limits early, and will not be giving us a very entertaining lap. Let's catch on with JH here. JH on a new set of tires, already down 3.5 tenths on their previous laps. That's great. And coming up to the line here, JH with a 111. So a little off pace from some of the other guys here. Rusty's going to be looking to make an improvement. Already up a 10th. I think I have that backwards. I think it's down a 10th. He's slower by a 10th. Yeah, and that 10th will stick with Rusty. So no improvement this time around. Let's see who else we have. We've got Mr. Hex out on track in the Williams. This appears to be a slower lap, as they're about a second off their previous time. So maybe just preparing and warming up for another one. They've got plenty of ERS, so this is definitely just a little warm-up. But coming out of this final corner here, the foot is down. Mr. Hex is going for a flyer here. No, I've lied. Mr. Hex is going to bring it into the pits. And it seems as though we've had an intruder into the booth. Can you identify yourself?
Hey, can you hear me?
We can. You're a little quiet.
No.
Let's see, it could be on my end as well.
Any better?
Let's see, I made a few adjustments. I can hear you a little better now. Go ahead and let me see what you sound like on the stream.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, Tack. What a pleasure to be with you on the final race of Season 3. Let's hope it's a good one.
I think we're in for a good one. I was rewatching this race from last season, and it was provided quite a bit of entertainment, even though we already knew the results. So you've worked your way into the session. You've got, you can see all the goods.
No, I've got no sound from the racing.
Go into your options menu and then come back out of it. That usually fixes it for me.
Options menu's not working either. I'm gonna rejoin.
All right, sounds good. Let's see who we've got in the meanwhile. got our top three on out laps. Suzuki sitting on a 107.2, Tambar also sitting on a 107.2, and Spin and Win with a 107.3. You go down the order a little bit, and you've also got Stevie, Jesper, and Destroyer out on just now starting their laps as well.
Can you send me another invitation, Tack, please?
All right. There you go.
Yeah.
The top 10 of the grid right now are only covered by about 4.5 tenths of a second.
Wow.
So it's certainly tight at the top. And we're seeing Ankbank struggle a bit today, sitting down in 9th thus far with a 107.6. Suzuki on pole with a 107.2.
Quick times. And I understand there's rain in the race.
I have not looked at the weather report. Is that what you've got?
That's what my friends in the meteorological department are telling me. Yeah, still no sound, no spectator menu, no. It's weird. I can see. I guess there's a Red Bull on the screen now, going past the Ferrari, but I've got no.
Yeah, I think that's Suzuki getting ready for the final lap. We've got about 10 seconds left in quali, so it might clear up as we go into the race. We'll see.
Hopefully.
Suzuki actually setting the fastest lap of the session with a 107.14 right at the end of qualifying. So Suzuki the man to beat. Looks like Jesper's had a retirement on the track. Maybe picked up a spin somewhere, got into a wall. So that solidifies him in 7th at the best. We'll see who else. I think that's Spin and Win getting ready to set their... No, Spin and Win dives into the pits. Alibaba on the straight, coming in to look to improve from 6th. Can they go 2 tenths down? And that's up to 2nd on the grid, so well done from Alibaba. And Ankbank does improve up into 7th with a 107.5, but is not able to topple Suzuki. We've got a few more on track, but I don't think any that can match Suzuki, so... Actually, I think that might be the session over. Let's see. Yep, I think we're just waiting for Suzuki to come back across the line. So then your qualifying grid will be Suzuki and Alibaba on the first row, Stevie the TV and Tambar occupying the second row, Spin and Win and Adrian on the third, Ankbank and Jesper sharing the fourth row, Destroyer and Mr. Hex on the fifth row, Frosty and Darludo taking the sixth, Mopowa Cowboy and Hewlett taking the seventh row, Rusty and K-Dog sitting on the eighth row, Disgruntled and JH on the ninth row, and Monkey Pill, a late joiner for the Aston Martin team, will occupy the final row by himself. And that will be our grid.
Hopefully I can see what's going on when the race starts.
Yeah, that would be ideal. All right, Brazil. What's the lowdown for this track? When you're here, what are you thinking?
I'm a big fan of Brazil. I'm not particularly quick, but it's a fun track. I was in Sao Paulo for the World Cup 2014, and the plan was to walk the Senna S's, but the Kuipers and Kuiper Rochas and everything else got in the way, and it never happened. But tricky overtaking, really. I guess it's coming into turn 1 and turn 3, the end of the 2 DRS zones. A lot of time in sector 2, difficult to overtake, but a lot of time. So whether you go for a higher downforce to be quick through there over one lap or not is a balance. And then getting a good exit off the last corner, the last proper corner, is vital, or else because there's so much time on that straight.
Right. Yeah, it is a balancing board between, I can make up 0.2 on the straight with a little less downforce, but at the same time I might lose 0.6 through the technical section. So
yeah, but it's hard to overtake in the technical section. So yeah, it's or you use the DRS, get past, and then hopefully with the higher downforce you can break the second gap.
Right.
It's an interesting one. So always fun. And just looking at the championship, it looks like Ankbank doesn't need to do too much to win. I think he's got it.
Yeah, I wasn't able to get the points pulled up. I remember it from last round, which was Canada, looking at the points. And I think it is mathematically possible for Tambar to be our champion at the end of the day. But like you said, I think Ankbank just needs to finish the race. So
Here we go. I've got them, yeah. So Ankbank is 51 points ahead. Tambar can get 53 if he was to win. We can't get the pole now, can he? But if he was to win with fastest lap, that's 52. Then Ankbank was disqualified or something like that, but it looks pretty clear. Other close battles, we've got Alibata and Destroyer looking for third place. There's just 1 point between those two.
Well, so actually...
And there's a very close battle between Adrian, Frosty and Darluto and Suzuki for that sort of 8, 9, 10, 11.
So
battle.
even if Ankbank does DNF, don't they move to 20th and get 1 point?
Yeah, but if he ggets disqualified or he rage quits or does something silly, it's his. And it looked like it'd be tied up by 4 or 5 races to go. But he's had some unfortunate incidents, I think, which has allowed Tambar to have the faintest of hopes.
Right.
We'll see. Yeah, it's not looking good here. I don't have any games. I wonder if that's a setting though, rather than a.
It's a great question.
I don't even have the menu of the spectator menu or anything.
So for me, the triangle button hides and shows the UI. So maybe that's been pressed. No. Well, we can try to bring you back in and see if that works. And I can run through the tires.
While they do the formation lap. Yeah, why don't I turn the whole thing off and try again?
Okay, sounds good.
See you shortly.
Yes, sir. So then, tires. So Suzuki on pole starting on the softs they qualified on, as will be the same for the top 10. So all top 10 drivers on softs. Frosty through Rusty, that's 11th through 15. Frosty, Deludo, Morpile, Cowboy, Hewlett, Rusty, all starting on the medium tire. And the 4 in the back, K-Dog, Disgruntled, JH, and Monkey Pill will be taking the soft tire. And they will be your racers here for the final round. See if I can get that invite out quickly. There we are. And we will be ready for lights out here. Here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 lights. Can't see them, but I can hear them. Held for a long time, but now they're away. Suzuki getting a good start, diving to that inside quickly to try to hold off any attacks. Looks like Tambar's sliding up well. Looks like most guys are going to get through the first set of S's here cleanly. Love to see it. Suzuki really breaking away with a great exit there. Good to hold, will be chased down by Tambar. It looks like most people making it through. K-Dog dropping a few positions along with Spin and Win. Ankbank slipping a position there to Destroyer, but nothing that can't be regained. And the grid getting away nicely. Everyone through cleanly on the first lap. Have you rejoined us, Nico?
I'm just entering the lobby.
Okay.
There we go.
You got all your goods?
Boom.
Excellent.
I'm in.
So far, everybody through cleanly. Suzuki getting a good launch away. Alibaba fading back a little bit, but nothing too severe. That's what we do actually have a car off track now. Who will that be?
Looks like an Aston Martin. Perhaps Monkey?
Yes, I believe you're correct. Monkey was having some connection issues. I saw them come in the same time as you did. So a little connection issue there for Monkey Pill. But all seems well now. So Suzuki setting fastest lap, but quickly being overrun by a lot
Adrian
behind.
and Jasper side by side in turn 1. Leaving nice space between each other. Respectful racing.
Good drives.
And Destroyer's got in the mix as well.
I need to step away for a minute. I will leave this in broadcast view on this battle if you'd like to commentate over it.
Yeah, no problems. I'm on with Adrian, so watching Destroyer and Jesper in front. Oh, he just lost a bit there on the corner. Mo Power picks up the first 3 seconds. I think there'll be a few of those. Oh, and Suzuki's got a penalty as well. Not ideal. Destroyer chasing down Jesper with the DRS. Will he make a move into turn 1? Probably not quite close enough. Had a look. He'll have the DRS again, down towards turn 3. And again, just takes his time. Tambar's getting very close to Suzuki in the meantime. As Destroyer can't quite find a way past Jesper. I've seen in the Discord, Destroyer reckons he knows everything into Lagos, all the strategies, tyres and everything, so expect a solid race from him. Hewlett right on Rusty. Looks like he had a slightly poor exit coming onto the main straight. as Destroyer makes the move on Jesper on the inside and gets through. Nicely
well
done. Yeah.
I was on board with Tambar, watching him go down on Suzuki on the straight there. Didn't quite have enough.
What a season Tambar's had. I remember at the beginning he not struggled, but certainly wasn't in the podium botherers. But the second half, he's just come on leaps and bounds. Really impressive. And with the DRS now, he might be looking to make the move. Against Suzuki, who we know is very fast. Can be a little bit inconsistent, but... Oh, round the outside. Switcheroo. Not quite. And Suzuki picks up another penalty.
Yeah, that won't help with securing the lead for this race.
That's Tambar pass with the DRS again.
And Stevie making a move too, it looks like. Stevie and Suzuki going side by side still. Yeah, I think Stevie's won it out.
Yeah. Ooh.
Looks like Destroyer's going to be close.
Chilling in 8th. He's fine. He knows that that's a drive for the title. All Tambar can do is win and hope for the best.
Yeah, it takes quite a bit to receive a full disqualification from a race.
Darluto's made the move on Ank as well.
I was on board with Ank, but I haven't seen it.
Darluto's right on his left-hand side. They are wheel to wheel. And Darluto through.
On the medium
Maybe
tire.
Ank. Well, do you know, I mean, Ank's a very smart driver, smart guy, and I think he knows there's no point risking a silly DNF, is there? I don't think he's going to be taking too many risks today.
Sure.
Put it that way.
Speaking of the medium and the soft tire, what's your strategy call for this race?
Do you know, not ideal, but I completely changed my setup yesterday. I ran in Rusty's practice race and just didn't feel in control of the car. So I'm not too sure how the tyre wear is going to go. I think medium soft is doable. But you're going to be slow the last few laps of each stint. But the hards, I don't think is the right call to stop unless there's a safety car. I don't think he's quicker. So I think it is soft medium, probably 13, 14 laps on the softs, and then finish it on the mediums. But I'm not entirely sure, in all honesty, for this one. Tambar's had an incident.
Yeah, going slow on the straight there. Ankbank passing by.
Hankbank will love to see that. And Mr. Hex right behind Tambar as well, who's going to hit down the inside. No. Mr. Hex representing Tier 2. Not sure for how much longer. He'll be a Tier 2 driver. As he's battling now with one of the quicker guys in Tier 1. Again, has a look, but decides better of it. Looking good in the Williams.
I was waiting for that. I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when. I was about to try to entice you, but you took the initiative there, so well done.
So you'd have to say Darluto is well placed, isn't he? You know, he's right up in that DRS train. Mm-hmm. He's on the slower tyre, but he can stay with them, and then he'll be quick at the end.
Yeah. So in my test running I've done recently, and this just could be down to my setup and my driving style, but the front right tire on the soft set, and that's actually Suzuki diving into the pits a little early. The front right tire gets very, very hot.
Yeah.
Very, very quick.
Yeah. No, that's true. The fronts really feel it, and it's one of those tracks where you've actually got to try and just give your tyres a little bit. You know, I don't think you can push too hard for the whole maximum because the tyres just overheat, and yeah, it's a tricky one. Well, we've seen Suzuki. I forget where we were, Tack, but we've seen Suzuki do the massive undercut before and it work out. I can't remember which one it was, but keep an eye on him.
Yeah, that's a great question. I almost want to say Japan.
Yeah, there was one where, I mean, I want to say 3 or 4 laps before the pit window, and he just held on. It was a great drive by him.
I'm on board with Rusty and Spin and Win. Rusty looking to make a move on the medium tires. Gonna try to go up the inside here coming into this technical section. These two are staying side by side. Refuse to let go.
I wonder if we're probably close to the changeover, aren't we, of the mediums becoming quicker. There we go. He's got the DRS now. He should get through, I'd have thought. We've had a spin as well. Is that a Williams?
No, that's Mo Power. He's actually done. So I'm hopping on board. Yep, I'm hopping on board with Stevie to see if we can get a look at the vehicle. It's off to the right. No, it's in the middle of the track actually.
Oh gee.
So I think that would be a safety car level positioning of the car.
Doesn't look like it though, does it?
No, I don't think we're going to get a safety
Stevie,
car.
I didn't see that, but he's got ahead and got a couple of seconds. With Tambar having whatever a little incident and Suzuki spinning, Stevie's got some fresh air, trying to push on.
Suzuki with a massive dive down the inside there of Spin and Win. Those fresh mediums really working well for Suzuki.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think we're starting to see the crossover. That's the second or third time we've seen a medium tire runner go up on a soft tire runner. And actually, was that a spit of rain that I just saw?
Well, as I said, I heard a prediction there may well be rain in this race. I've seen a few drops.
Yeah,
it's strange that Suzuki would pit then, wouldn't it? Why, if he's going to have his engineers telling him the rain's on the way, why put the mediums on and not just hold out until he enters?
See, that's the toughest
damage or.
That's the toughest thing, though. Jeff will tell you there's rain in 10 minutes and it won't come for another 20.
Yeah,
the time to switch won't be any sooner. So maybe not the worst blunder.
No, true. And I guess if I just saw Suzuki get past Frosty.
I was on board with that.
It might not even be heavy enough to demand inters, or vice versa. If he doesn't think he could get the softs till then, he'll be so much quicker now for these 5 laps. Even in light rain, fresh tyres make such a difference.
Right. I would not want to be on the 10-lap softs right now.
Yeah.
As some of the other drivers
are. Exactly. Maybe another masterstroke from the boy wonder, the boy genius.
It's often the decisions we don't understand that end up being the best, huh?
Yeah, I've got Mr. Heck just having a look at Ank. No.
See, I'm on Jesper, looking up the inside of Alibaba through the DRS zone. Looks like he's going to get it moved done.
Oh, there's 3 of the destroyers as well.
Destroyer going to slide in. So does Darludo. Darludo wants a piece.
Alibaba somehow lost 3 places in one corner. The Ferrari boys barged through.
And Darludo actually going up the inside of Destroyer.
You can imagine the Ferrari team principals just telling them, look, steady, steady. But they're being very respectful. That nature. In Italian, it'd probably be slightly more melodramatic.
So Hewlett actually the first to go on to inters.
I think it looks a bit early for inters. The track doesn't look. Let's check his times.
Ooh, Destroyer wanted to follow Darludo into the pits, but decides to stay out. Darludo actually appeared with a speeding in the pit lane penalty. The rain's coming fast and hard. I think most of the guys go in for inters.
They must have been called in.
Yep.
That's why I guess Destroyer and Darluto are battling so hard for who'd get the first stop.
Yeah, maybe so.
And Suzuki puts on the inters. Yeah, it hasn't worked out. He's come out P11.
No, hasn't been the greatest, but you live and you learn.
He's a wild card. Don't try and predict him.
No. So I'm actually watching Destroyer now creep around the track on the softs.
Yeah, Destroyer and Stevie, I think, have probably stayed out too long, haven't they?
Yeah, but I mean, on the last lap, you said that it looked like it wasn't quite ready, so it changes so quickly.
So quickly.
And these two guys are at the front, so, they may not have gotten the call until they'd already driven past the pit lane.
Jesper, 16 seconds, and he's not really close. Yeah, he is. Not dramatically. I think he will come out ahead, though, won't he? I think he's our provisional leader now, Jesper.
Yeah, I would agree with you. So, this begs the question then. Should Destroyer have just followed Darluto into the pits? Did they lose more time?
Yeah, it's a good question. I never know the answer to that one. It feels sometimes they're so slow on that double stack, though, aren't they?
They can be, so we'll
8
see.
seconds? 10 seconds? I doubt they lost that much time in the lap, I'm not sure.
So we'll see the gap between Darluto and Destroyer. I think that will kind of settle it when they come out here.
Oh, Destroyer's well down, isn't he?
Yeah. So on the double stack, right, if they went in nose to tail, then, say Destroyer's on a 5-second pit stop, so the gap should be about 5 seconds. The gap between them now is around 5,
yeah.
So it's
probably much of a muchness then. Oh, Tambar had a wiggle, and Destroyer got past him. Tambar just lost it on that.
Yeah, good save from Tambar.
And we've lost K-Dog. Looks like on the pit exit.
Yeah, let's see who's going to be coming through there.
Hewlett's going to come past him. I think it's in that, and it's, to be honest, it's easy to do. As the car's been removed, you can coming out of the pits. Obviously, you want to get out there as quick as possible, get racing, but it's easy to just damage a wing or something, which is the most frustrating thing.
Yeah.
There's another one like that where Abu Dhabi as well. You've got to gingerly creep out the pits just to make sure you. The last thing you want to do is get damage on your exit.
Right.
Oh, and Tambar's round. Oh, and he's just had contact with Stevie. I think Tambar and Destroyer, I didn't see it. Stevie's round as well. Something happened with Tambar and Destroyer I didn't see, but Tambar ended up facing the wrong way, blocking the lane, and then Stevie couldn't do anything, just came round and made contact. But it looked like he doesn't have a front wing, which is a shame for him. He was having a great race.
Yeah, Destroyer looks to be damage-free from this one, so...
And Ankbanks squeezes past Mr. Hex. Yeah, it's slippy out there now.
Yeah, you have to be very timid around these corners. I mentioned in qualifying, pretty much any exit of any corner here, you're asking to spin if you... It looks like...
There's such low traction in Brazil. I don't quite know why, but yeah. I just, as I said, I completely rejigged my setup yesterday because I just felt that coming out of corners, I was so, had to be so tentative.
Right. Let's see who we have on a battle. Looks like Darluto creeping up on Jesper, coming down a DRS straight without the DRS.
So Darluto's quick. He's one of those. He actually uses chase cam.
Stevie's retired.
Did he go in the pits? Yeah, I think he was frustrated. I don't think it was Tambar's fault, but I mean, this is the joys of ghosting or no ghosting.
That's your hill, and you will die on it, huh?
I just don't think it adds anything, and I think it can ruin races for people and.
Yeah. I won't entirely disagree with you this time round. We had an F2 race on Friday where the ghosting for my race... I guess it could have been worse if there wasn't any ghosting, we'll put it that way.
Yeah. So here comes Darluto with his chase cam. Is he going to throw it? Half. Oh, unfortunate.
Pay off.
Yeah, I think he was a bit half-hearted there. He didn't quite back off, but he didn't really go for it.
No.
Luckily, no damages. Adrian's put the full wets on, which I don't think is a bad shout. They all look very slippy, don't they, out there?
Yeah, so I'll stay on board with Adrian, and we'll see how he goes about.
As again, the two Ferrari boys. Oh, Destroyer just inches past. Suzuki up to 5th. Well done, but he's got a fair gap to catch up to that leading pack. Adrian doesn't seem to be. Maybe it's too early because he's losing ground to Ankbank. Oh no. Yeah, pretty steady. Oh, Mr. Hex runs wide. Ant gets past him easily. Oh, and Adrian, no. He's had a moment.
And it's going to be so hard to get that started from there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
look, sorry, go ahead.
Coming out of the pits, Adrian looked fairly solid. Looked like he had the traction at his disposal, but decides to come back in. Probably going to switch back to inters. Go on with what you were saying.
If you're the down pack, it's worth a risk, isn't it? Take a gamble, do something different. I was watching Jarno Otmir, the F1 esports champion, and they started a race in full wet conditions, and he gambled on inters and ended up last, super slow, but knew that it would save him a pit stop later, 20 seconds, and if he could try and not lose 20 seconds over, I think it was 5 or 5 laps. So there's different ways to skin a cat.
Sure. Yeah, I'm always a fan of trying to take the alternate strategy myself, but there's a reason it's the alternate strategy, and that's because it doesn't work very often.
Yeah, if shortcuts were easy, they'd just be the way.
Right.
So yeah, Adrian's put the inters on. I don't know if it's going to dry up or get heavier, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, so the last weather that I see is light rain second half of the race. This is not exactly what I would call light rain, but it is inters.
Just a shout to the Jesper. I don't think he's won a race in Performance Racing League yet, but he's doing fantastic. He does have a penalty, though, which might bite him in the proverbial. Those 5 seconds, that's probably a speeding in the pit lane, isn't it? Yeah,
I think so. Needs to build a gap to Alibaba there, which might be possible.
There's actually quite a few penalties, just having a look. Destroyer and Darluto with 8, Suzuki with 6, Alibata and Tambar well placed.
Yeah, pretty high amount of drivers actually picking up speeding in the pit lane penalties. Brazil tempts you with that, for sure.
Yeah, it's quite a long run in, isn't it? You've got to get your braking point just right. So I'm on with Darluto at the moment, who's trying to chase his teammate down. I think Darluto and Suzuki's 7 seconds behind, but with a 2 second less penalty. Those two are very close to the tip, and I know there've been friendly banter, friendly rivalry between those two this week. Yeah, they're so ginger around the corners in that sector 2.
Yeah, better to go a little bit slower than to spin, which is much slower.
Yeah. lose a tenth or lose a wing.
Yeah.
I know which I'd prefer.
Choice is yours.
It does make it. It is trickier, I think, overtaking once the rains come, though.
Right. Yeah, especially because you lose some of the DRS advantage, so you do have a slipstream, but not much in the way of...
No DRS, and it's just harder to throw it in there, isn't it, and maintain control, so you end up following.
Right.
It's one of those, really, you need a mistake, or a wobble, a bad exit. Mr. Hex right behind, well, not right behind. Mr. Hex staying with Ank. Ank, probably our Tier 1 champion, reserving up, so great drive from him. Very
for
quick,
sure.
as we know. We've both seen him be very quick in Tier 2, that's for sure. Darluto, you can see Destroyer's light flashing, but they always flash in the rain, don't they? That doesn't mean he's out of the DRS. So.
Correct. Destroyer is low, yeah.
Yeah. Darluto's got a lot more. Darluto's another one I think that's really improved. Destroyer as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Alabata, I know he's. I think they all think he's the teammate of champions. He did a great defensive job for Ank in Canada, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
No penalties from him. It is an easy track for track limits for sure. Coming off out of turn 3, you can easily run wide, and then the whole of sector 2.
Darluto got a little nosy there on Destroyer's rear. Believe all's well, but
he's there.
Yeah,
little kiss,
friendly bump.
Teammates.
I honestly think these Ferraris here are the closest ones on track. Mr. Hex is kind of running with Ank Bank, but not quite as close as these three. So
he's doing well to stay with him. Again, I think Ank's just trying to drive a very sensible race.
Right.
He doesn't need no heroics into Lagos. As we know from our basic Portuguese, into Lagos, between the lakes.
So we have Frosty into the pits. What's the move? A new set of enters? Yeah. Maybe needed a wing or something as well. Or
do the inters get to the end from here? I guess they do.
That's what I was about to ask, yeah.
22 laps. It's a fair stint, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess if they're not, you start to expect people jumping in 2 or 3 laps.
Had a spinner.
Oh no, unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know. They may be able to make it all the way around, but the question is
that the quickest way home?
Right.
And Adrian it looks like he's retired in the pits.
Yeah, I think so. He's had enough for the day.
Tough day.
So Suzuki's coming into the pits.
Not having their best day, are they?
No.
Disgruntled as well. Great driver, disgruntled. Big fan of his driving. Having a tough day today, though. And Hex is close. Oh no. Still with Ank. And Spins joined that little train. Darluto still pushing his teammate round.
So Suzuki came in for fresh inters as well. So the second one to take the bite.
I think he may have had some damage from his spin though.
I didn't see a new wing go on. Maybe I wasn't watching. I'm not sure.
Okay, no, maybe not. On the broadcast view, it didn't look like it either. But sometimes you get the Deluto. Deary me, just had a moment. Saved it. Mr. Hex picks up another penalty. Yeah, they're going to be very important, I think, at the end, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. It's become more of a race of survival at this point.
Yeah. Shout out to Alibata, Rusty, Hewlett and Disgruntled. No pens. Rusty's having a great race. He's another one who's really kicked on.
It should be expected. He's in a great car with a great team.
It's true. It's true. The AlphaTauri is a nice car. I think it's a good-looking car. I have to say. Just a shame about the people driving it.
I understand. It's it's upsetting to see to only see the rear of the car all the time.
Yeah, exactly. I can tell you, I could draw the exhaust pipe.
I'm sure.
So many times stuck behind. You and Raleigh have had a great season.
Yeah, Raleigh more so than myself. I'm just now kind of getting back from winter holiday. Spent a lot of time not in the seat, so Canada was a little bit of a struggle. I hope to look better here in about an hour.
Yeah.
So JH also getting some fresh intermediates.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, so I mean, look what they've done 12, and there's 10 to go. So if they're going to do it, it's now.
Yeah.
And Hex have gone for it. I wonder. I wonder if they've attempted to keep going. Depending on what the wear levels are, I find on the wets you can often do really big stints, and even at 30-40%, it's not that much worse than it was at the beginning.
Right. So we'll see. Mr. Hex also getting a little bit of repair in the pit there.
Destroyers with Alibata, but not really able to
get that overtake done. Yeah, in the rain, it's just everything is. It's harder to see. It's harder to predict what the car in front of you may do.
Yeah. Here's Mr. Hex on his fresh inters, chasing down Monkey Pill. Monkey Pill, another Tier 2 alumni, champion last season, or maybe it was Grumpy.
I think Grumpy was the champion. Yeah.
Certainly a consistent. Oh, and he came off just in front of the. Monkey has to take abortive action, which means Mr. Hex has to take abortive action. Oh, Frosty's struggling. Those tyres are obviously... Oh, Hex is going down the inside. He's brave. He was brave. Putting gas down on those curves in the rain is not for the faint-hearted. I'll tell you that.
It does pay off, though.
Yeah, gets past. The extra grip of those tyres, I think, making... So it looks like Monkey... It looks like they're trying to go for it. Suzuki is the first of the new inters, but he's got 12 seconds to spin and then another 15 seconds to tan bar. So it's a lot of time to make up in 10 laps.
Yeah, and with the penalties too, because almost everybody's got them now.
Yeah. Rusty Pitts, J8, yeah. So it's sort of half and half for who's gone for the two inters versus the one inter. I just think those guys at the front are too far ahead for. I mean, there's also the danger you're more likely to spin or lose it or whatever.
Right.
You've got to keep it on the tarmac.
Oh, speaking of a spin, that's Mr. Hex back into the wall. Just got a fresh wing, and I'm going to need to get another, unfortunately. But hey, now's your chance. There's a piece of that Williams car on the track. You can scuttle out and grab it. And take it home as a souvenir.
That's it's good to see.
No, so we haven't seen safety cars in a while. I don't even recall. Well, no, there was. I think we did have one in Canada when I.
Was there a late one?
Yeah, I got distracted.
I'm not sure.
Put it into the straight on at turn 4 or 5.
From Hex. Yeah, look far too gas. Send 5 seconds. Come on, man, you're in a car today, mistakes. Stop messing.
Saving the best for the end.
Destroyer's real close to Alibata. I don't think, no, not going to. There's disgruntled green blue flags. They've got through. Destroyer, he's having a run on it. He's down to 1% on his ERS. Alibata's got 40%, so winning that battle.
I think we've had another spin here with Frosty.
Yeah, Frosty looked like he was struggling. I'm not sure. Maybe the balance of the car's not quite right in the wet for him. I'm not sure.
No,
because we know he's quick. Oh, Destroyer may have just gone into the back of Alibata there.
See, I don't see any damage currently.
No, it may have just been a nudge.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I think for Tambar, Jesper through Tambar, I don't think pitting is the right move anymore. Because your biggest competition,
not now.
Yeah, your biggest competition are the guys around you, and if you pit, they'll stay. So
great drive again. I just commend Jesper. Really good drive. The penalties, I guess, are gonna stop him maybe taking the win, but on track, that's a fantastic performance.
Yeah, well done from Jesper. Maybe Aston Martin can put a call into the Ferrari team, and maybe Destroyer and Alibata can tangle a little bit.
Yeah.
Conspiracy about.
I think Tambar's down in 5th, isn't he? But he's had a couple of incidents.
Yeah, Tambar's got 6 seconds. Darludo has 8, so if Tambar can close in, can pull another second or so out.
Yeah. And now it's Hewlett in the Haas. Alex taking down Monkey Pill. Both on old Inters. Looking for that last point scoring position.
I think Hewlett will be able to keep it because Monkey's got 6 seconds of penalties and Hewlett only has 3.
And Rusty's got none behind them, so...
Yeah, Rusty just needs to close in by a couple tenths. I think Jesper picking up that other penalty has solidified him into 2nd place on the podium.
8 seconds, yeah. So Alibata is very comfortable, isn't he? Look all around him. 8, 8, 8, 6.
Yep.
Just what a drive. And I know him and Destroyer were battling for that 3rd place in the championship, weren't they?
I don't recall.
Let me quickly check the standings. I think that's an important battle. Yeah, Alibata is 1 point ahead of Destroyer going into this race for P3. And with this drive, he will maintain it.
Yeah, I think that'll put him in stone.
Which will be a P1 and P3 for the McLaren. Ankbank taking the drivers and constructors double. Fantastic performance from those guys.
Yeah, very well done from the McLaren team.
Yeah, I think the Premier as well, McLaren have taken the constructors.
Let's see, that would be Jer and who?
Jer and Fruitful.
Fruitful.
And in Tier 2, I think it's Aston Martin have the lead from
Yes.
Alfa Romeo, but I think both Aston Martin drivers aren't driving today, so...
Darluto throws it
see
up
what
the inside
happens.
of Destroyer. Get that move done.
You're not going to get P3 of the championship, so let me get past. There we go. But they're both on 8 seconds, so that's an on-track battle.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
Suzuki's fallen back further. Well, he got past Spin and Win, actually, who was ahead of him, but still, 28 seconds. It doesn't look like the second stop was the right move.
No. Or the first for the mediums.
Yeah.
You think
We've
about
seen
that.
him make a few great calls in the past, but it doesn't look like he's had his thinking cap on today.
Yeah. Well, you think about that. That closes that gap pretty well. You take those 2 pit stops out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, he was on pole, wasn't he? We know Suzuki could be... If Suzuki could have clean races, no sillies, I think he'd be definitely fighting for the title.
Yeah.
And I expect to see that next season.
I don't disagree.
But it's, easier said than done for all of us.
Well, Suzuki's also fairly young, got a lot of learning still to do.
Young gunslinger. Luto now putting the pressure on Alibata.
He's got the ERS.
Good recovery. Darluto had dropped a couple of seconds back from both of the...
He wants it. He wants it.
Oh, he's done the same thing again where he's made it through. I remember doing that myself last season where you kind of put it down that inside and the slightest touch, you're the one that's going to fly off to the left.
Right. Well, they're still at it. I think Darluto's going to hold it, though.
He runs a little wide, but gets through.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had an instant coming onto that left call and had lost a couple of seconds to Destroyer and Alibata, and he's pulled it back and got past them both, so
right.
Great drive by him. And it looks like he's going to beat Suzuki in his battle for that top 10 position. We've got Frosty as well, closing in on JH on the straight. Goes round the outside and gets it done nicely. Oh, no, JH is fighting back.
Frosty can't really get it slowed down.
Oh, nice. He'd have probably got a warning for that JH for going off track, but nicely through. Nice battle.
JH sitting on 18 seconds and Frosty only 12, so Frosty will have that position if they just keep it
Sure.
within a few seconds.
Oh, we're at the end of the race. God, it's flown by.
Yeah. Yep, just a couple laps remaining here for the PRL Tier 1 season finale. Darluto has picked up another set of track warnings there, so that
might push him out the top 5. Push him down to 5th. I don't think he'll. Suzuki's just a bit too far behind them all.
Just a bit, yeah.
It's been a great battle at the front. The whole race, Alibata, Destroyer, Darluto, Jesper, they've... and I guess Jesper's going to get second now. Alibata, I think it's Alibata 1, Jesper 2, Destroyer 3. As we're on the last lap. Jesper's got some traffic ahead. Needs to navigate it. It's a skill, I think, getting past without the ghosting on.
Yeah.
Getting past the blue flagged drivers without losing too much time. And vice versa for the cars getting lapped. There's a skill of getting out the way without losing too much time.
Right. Yeah, you got to pick your moments just right.
But again, Jesper, great drive. And the Aston Martin, first on track. But those penalties will bite you.
Yeah, unfortunately so.
And Ank on his last lap, I imagine already celebrating a little bit. His team takes the win. He gets the point. He's going to move. No, he's too far behind Suzuki, I think. Oh, Jesper. Oh, no, we knew about that. I thought there was an extra 5 seconds. It was just unserved.
So I think
there we have it.
I think the other Ferrari may have picked up a penalty because Tambar's jumped them both. Tambar's jumped both the Ferraris into third position.
Gets on the podium. What a season he's had. Congratulations, Tambar.
Yeah.
Suzuki probably thinking what could have been. And here he is, Ank, El Campione.
Yep, preparing to cross the line, maybe for the last time as a Tier 1 driver. You think Ank will graduate?
I think champion has every danger that he'll be ready to battle with the Premier boys next season.
There you go. So congratulations to Ank Bank, our Tier 1 champion. Well driven just throughout the season.
So it's Ank first, Tambar second, and Alibata 3 in the title, in the championship. What a race. Always fun in Brazil.
Yeah, the rain put a little damper on our overtakes, but gave us a few other little interesting things to hold on to. Jesper with our driver of the day, and I don't think you would disagree.
I never disagree with you, Tack.
Surely not. So well done, and the next season is still looking quite entertaining. You know, we've got a few younger guys, Tambar, Suzuki. Who else did we follow closely during the race?
Darluto Destroyer.
Tambar. Did I say Tambar already?
So the classifications for Brazil: Alibata 1, Jesper 2, Tambar 3, Destroyer 4, Darluto 5, Suzuki 6, Ank 7, champion, congratulations. Spin and Win 8, Hewlett 9, Rusty, congratulations, P10, top 10. Monkey, JH, Frosty, Disgruntled were our finishers, and Mr. Hex. And then we had Adrian, Stevie, K-Dog, and Mo Power. Mo Power got the fastest lap. Good on him. Back in those nice dry days.
Back in the dry days, yep. All right, well, that's been the Tier 1 Championship here at Performance Racing League. I'm Tac Delta, he's Nico John, and we were happy to have you with us today.
Yeah, cheers.
Yep, no worries. We'll see everyone next season.